and I live in Texas. But I don't, I am not from Texas. I am not a Texas woman other than the big hair. That's my only part of Texas that I have, except for sometimes, the y'all gets in there. And anyway, I have lived in Texas most of my life. And so
Which part? Where are you?
I live in McKinney, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas.
Right.
And all my exes are from Texas. Just saying. Oh dear.
That's very funny.
So I got divorced in 2003. For the last time I got divorced, and it was a particularly painful ending, a painful marriage, and I did not feel that I could. I honestly did not feel like I had a thing to offer a man. Girlfriends would say, "You need to date," and I say, "I have nothing to offer." So I felt very damaged and very bad about myself. And I waited 14 years and finally I think felt better, and I started dipping my toe into the dating world.
So why did you decide to work with me? What was it that happened on that call that made you say, yes, I want to work with her?
Well, we talked about the histories, which I briefly kind of talked about here. But you said something that struck a chord with me, and that is, how long do you want to work at this? And so I have my own personal timeline of my life, this mental timeline. And if when I was born it's 0 on the ruler, and when I am gone it's 12, let's take a basic ruler. I feel like I'm at inch 9. I'm at 8 or 9. The years that I have left, and that visual to me is very, it's a good visual because it gives you the reality that we don't have forever to have an enjoyable time and travel and go do things. Because at some point, I want to feel safe. I'm closer to home. I'm an older woman. I can't be traveling off to Europe and feel safe. So I want to enjoy the near term, and I don't want to keep going on trips with my girlfriends, and that's all fine. But I want to find that cozy, snuggly man to be enjoying adventures with, and that means I better figure it out sooner rather than later, so I can enjoy the active years that are still left for me.
Well, and I think you saw that you were doing this on your own, and you had gone to the counseling, and it was moving the needle, but it was a very slow process. Is that accurate? Like you had been online, you had gotten single, you were gotten divorced, and you had been single, and you'd been out there trying to meet people, but you went right back and got into some more bad relationships.
Absolutely, and so it was apparent that I didn't have it going yet. I didn't have the answer. I didn't have the skills. I didn't have the skills, the understanding, the awareness. And that's not going to come from counseling. And I think you and I talked about this one time. The difference between counseling and Lisa. Counseling helps me personally. That helps me understand, why did I pick who I picked. And we talk about that in the course. Pick who we pick. But counseling doesn't help you with the dating dynamics, the dating how-tos, the guides. That doesn't come from counseling. And that's where you came in with the course and the exercises, and even your weekly calls. I call it the Lisa lesson, and then the group discussion. And the Lisa lesson is still how the dating dynamics, the man, the interaction, just all that stuff that you're not going to get that in counseling. That's not the purpose of counseling.
You made this leap, and it was an investment, right? Like, it really was an investment.
It was an investment, and and it's a major investment, right? It is. And so you say, wow, well, if I have X number of years left and I haven't gotten it done right before, I don't think, pixie dust is going to sprinkle down on me. So if I invest in my cars, I invest in my house, and I invest in everything else, why wouldn't I want to invest in me for a relationship? And that really was it. It's an investment. It really is an investment. It goes beyond just relationships with a man, though. These are things that can help us in our life. I mean, it's the focus is our man relationship, but it's not just for that where we can get insight and learn new techniques, new ways of thinking. I found the calls extremely valuable to listen to you and your Lisa lesson. I mean, honestly, very seriously, those were extremely important. And I have a notebook full of notes. I took notes and notes and notes.
Wow.
This was a college course for me. I took this like a thing.
Yeah.
This isn't because there's so much material. There's an enormous amount of material to learn from.
It's a little jaw-dropping how little we really know about relationships and love and dating and how to make this all happen, right?
It is. It's kind of scary, actually, because we know a lot of people who are in relationships, but they're not happy. They're satisfied, or they're going for it. But that's not the goal, right? You want to be in a relationship that you're happy about, and that I think that the lessons and what we can learn in the course will get us much closer to that.
What would you say to that woman? Like, if she were sitting here and saying, well, why should I do this? Like, I could find this on Google or YouTube. Why would I want to invest, and why invest with Lisa? There's all these other coaches. Like, what would you say to that woman?
Well, I don't think you're going to find it on YouTube and Google, and you're not. You're not. The coursework is extremely valuable. It requires a dedicated effort. So if a woman is willing to dedicate time and energy, I don't know how you can't grow. You're going to grow through this. You are going to learn. You're going to get smarter. You're going to become more successful. There's just no way around it. There's no way around it, because there's that much value, I think, in this course. The way you've got it set up, I think, is ideal, because you have the calls. You have 2 calls a week, and while that requires time, you can go watch them later. They're available if you can't participate. So you can still get the Lisa lesson. You can still get the interaction with the other ladies, which is very interesting and valuable. I think there's, the calls with Victoria, there's so many ways that there's value in this course. And it really boils down to the question that you asked me when we talked the very first time. How long do you want to work at this?
Yeah.
Because the more we're unsuccessful, the more painful it is, the more we can lose confidence, the more bitter we might become, and there's no value in that.
I mean, I would say in many ways, to have had a fabulous career, to be financially stable and have all of that worked out. And now you are standing on the precipice of very possibly having found the man that you will be with.
Mm-hmm. It's really exciting. It makes me happy. I have said to Ken many times, I'm so happy. I'm just so happy.